Cześć kochani, witam Was serdecznie w trzeciej części z gry A.B.C. Murders, trzeciej części gameplaya. I dowiedziałam się po drodze, dlaczego nie udało mi się znaleźć ostatniej wskazówki, a otóż dlatego, że jest ona dokładnie za moim, jak widzicie, moją kamerką. Także jedziemy z tą kartką, która tu z tyłu jest.
Sleeve with an handwritten title. Betty must have recorded the demo. I'd be interested to hear it.
A jak tej płyty posłuchamy? Na dole widziałam gramofon. I mamy ten mały kluczyk. Więc no dobra. Jeżeli możemy już stąd wyjść, to idziemy. I zobaczymy. Przepraszam. Jest bardzo. Dobra. Patrzymy na ten gramofon. Analiza.
Let us see. What is this cupboard hiding?
No, jest i płytka. I instrukcja.
This looks like solfège. This looks like solfège.
To jest utwór. Chyba mogę to tu zostawić na razie przynajmniej. Dobra. Co się tutaj dzieje z...
I cannot open it. It looks like the mechanism is blocking it.
No dobra, a ten tutaj guzik?
That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step.
No dobra, a jak położymy na tym płytę, to co się wtedy stanie?
That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step.
No dobra, a jakbyśmy to, nie wiem, właśnie. O proszę. Do nakręcania.
There is bound to be a clue somewhere.
Oj kurczę, tam był trop. Zdaje się, że te 4, 3? Tak? Nie? Dobra, jeszcze raz spójrzmy. Wie. Jeden, dwa, 4, 8, 16, 32.
There is bound to be a clue somewhere.
No to policzyć, czy co? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jakby 8 potrójnych.
There is bound to be a clue somewhere. doesn't work.
No.
This looks like solfège. There is probably a link with what I saw in the drawer. This looks like solfège.
Raz, dwa, czyli 6. 6. Sześć i 4 na przykład, jeżeli dobrze myślę.
There is bound to be a clue somewhere.
No i jest. Pojedyncze. Aha. I 2 podwójne. Teoretycznie. Zaraz zobaczmy, czy ja dobrze myślę.
There is bound to be a clue somewhere.
Pojedyncze. I 2 podwójne.
I heard the sound of a mechanism being triggered.
Proste to było, a ja się po prostu nad tym głowiłam jak jakiś, nie wiem, idiota. Był kod gdzieś.
It looks like something goes in here.
Korbka.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Był kod gdzieś na pewno. Okej. Obejrzmy tą płytę. O. 78T. I to będzie kod. Tutaj. 78. Ojejku. No to jeszcze trochę długo.
I just have to put the record on the gramophone and start it.
No. Ciekawe czemu to takie wszystko, wiecie, skomplikowane.
That doesn't work.
No. Nie wiem, może musimy to podnieść?
That doesn't work. That doesn't work. I must...
No to jak nie działa, to co? My teraz zrobimy. A tutaj? Nie tutaj, tylko kurde tutaj. O, tutaj. Sztyczek. No, w końcu. Dobra. Podniosło się i teraz można grać. Jeszcze musimy nakręcić korbkę. Nie, Jezus. Dobra. Teraz tutaj. Opuśćmy. Okej. No.
Oh, Donald! We're in the middle of recording.
Sorry, Betty, but it's not wise. The doctor said you should rest your voice.
You're such a killjoy sometimes.
Betty was such a good singer.
It's true. Did she have any problem with her throat?
Yes, she had to be careful with her voice. Of course, she didn't follow the doctor's advice. If Don didn't insist, she... Well, it's too late for all that now.
No, chyba ta. Skąd ona się tu wzięła w ogóle nagle? Z dupy przybyła, nie wiem.
Family photos and files. Family photo... It is not the right time.
No dobra, możemy jeszcze z nim pogadać, może?
It looks like this woman is single, but she has feelings for someone.
No. Dla Donalda zapewne.
She is looking so intensely at this photo. But is it really a sister that she's studying in this manner? They made the perfect couple, am I correct?
Yes, in a way. She was pretty and he...
Well,
He's a bright man. with a promising career ahead of him. He would have made Betty a good husband. He was always attentive and generous. Oh, a true gentleman.
I hear a note of envy in your voice.
You must have heard wrong.
You have not mentioned Donald's jealousy.
There's nothing to say.
You are a poor liar, Mademoiselle Bernard.
Excuse me, Mr. Poirot, but I do not see why you are interested in our humble little crime.
It would appear that your sister's murder is the second in a series that we have to stop as quickly as possible. The first was in Andover, and the same as your sister, the murderer sent me a letter informing me that a crime would be committed in that town. Now can I count on your honesty?
Yes, you have my confidence, Mr. Poirot. Don is a quiet and sensitive young man. Slightly reserved, too. And as is often the case with reserved people, when he flew into a temper, he completely lost control. He could be so violent. Betty was frightened.
And when was this?
The first time was about a year ago. But they rowed more recently. Donald found out that Betty had lied to him. She said she was going out with a girlfriend, but she went out for dinner with a married man. It was an awful scene. She told him that until they were married, she was free to go with whoever she pleased. Donald turned quite pale and started shaking and kept saying one day...
Well?
he'd commit murder.
Do you think that is what happened?
No, Mr. Poirot, I don't believe that. You yourself said he may be a recidivist madman. Don loved Betty with all his heart. I can't imagine for one instant that he would hurt her.
Very good, Mademoiselle Bernard. Thank you for your help.
Fraser is at the Ginger Cat. The police haven't spoken to him, but they want to.
Très bien, Hastings. Let's see him now. Au revoir, mademoiselle. My deepest condolences to your parents.
Of course, Mr. Poirot. And don't be too hard on Don. He's more fragile than he looks.
If you say so.
Myślę, że Don sobie poradzi świetnie sam.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Co Betty próbowała robić wieczorem? Miała się z kim spotkać. Dobra, samotny gość. Betty okłamała. Dobra. Czy Betty znała swojego napastnika? Być może to był ten gość, nie? Dużo ludzi? Nie. Czyżby? Aha, uwiódł ją. No,
Let us
okej,
now
może.
try and get our brain cells to work.
Co Megan Barnard ukrywa swoim zachowaniem? No wiadomo, jest zakochana w tym gościu. Długo patrzyła na zdjęcie. Naprawdę lubiła. Dobra. Ten Barnard miała motyw, aby zamordować własną siostrę. No, teoretycznie. Aha, okej. Bo ja wiem. Nie mam pomysłu trochę na to, jak widzicie. Okej. Megan była zazdrosna o Betty. No tak, no była. No dobra, i co? Idziemy, tak? Do Ginger Cata. No to idziemy.
You've seen Fraser, Hastings. What is your feeling?
He's a big chap. Fragile isn't exactly the word that springs to mind. I talked to his landlady before seeing him. She went to bed at 11. Fraser wasn't home yet.
Bien. Megan Barnard said he's a reserved character but with a nasty temper. We will see if this is the case.
Porywczy. Jeszcze w dodatku. No, daleko do roboty nie miała, nie? No, witam panie.
How do you do, Mr. Fraser?
Hercule Poirot. Mr. Hastings said you wanted to speak to me.
I jest Szkotem?
Yes. I know that it may not be the right time, but I would like to ask you a few questions. This man looks suspicious.
Wymięty. I pije.
Donald Fraser is in a terrible state, as if he hadn't slept all night. And he's drinking White Horse.
Leave me alone.
Nie sądzę, panie.
Tell me that it's a mistake. That Betty isn't dead.
Sadly, your lady friend has been murdered, Mr. Fraser.
Oh, Betty, if only you'd listened.
For you had listened.
If she had listened to you, she would still be alive. Should I take that to be a confession?
With that sort of thinking, you must send a lot of innocent men to prison. Under different circumstances, I might even find you amusing, sir.
It's no time for amusement, Mr. Fraser. It is time to find your fiance's killer. Did you know what her plans were for the evening?
She said she was having dinner with her sister.
Yet, Megan only returned to Bexhill this morning, Mr. Fraser.
I didn't know.
Right. May I ask you what you were doing yesterday evening?
I spent the evening working.
Your colleagues can confirm this?
No, I often take work home with me.
You are lying, Mr. Fraser. As was Betty when she hid the fact from you that she was seeing other men.
Betty was a very decent young woman. How dare you sully her memory?
I am not interested in memories of her, Mr. Fraser. I am looking for a killer, and I need you to be my closest ally. That is, unless you have something to hide.
Of course I don't.
Très bien. So, what were we saying? Where were you yesterday evening?
I looked everywhere for her, but in vain. When she said she was going to have dinner with her sister on a weekday, I thought it was strange. I tried not to think about it, but I was like a lion in a cage. I was convinced she was lying. So I went round all the restaurants in the town. When I didn't find her, I went to the next town. But nothing. I must have got home about midnight or 1 o'clock.
Did anybody see you?
I don't think so. I didn't talk to anybody. I was so furious.
Może i tak.
Ah, I knew I'd find you here, Poirot. I thought the victim's young man was here.
Yes, he's all yours, Chief Inspector. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Czy Donald miał motyw? No, kłamała. Nie ma alibi. No, miał motyw, ale... Czy Donald ma alibi? No, nie ma alibi. Czy ma motyw, aby popełnić wszystkie morderstwa? No nie, raczej nie. No dobra, i teraz co? Może pogadamy z tą babką?
I've finished with this subject.
Jakie teraz mamy zadania? Aha, powróć do miejsc zbrodni. No dobra. No to tam pójdźmy.
Fraser doesn't have an alibi and he's extremely jealous.
You are very skilled at summing up.
And yet you haven't asked Japp to arrest him.
It is too soon. But I agree, without the letters announcing the crimes, Fraser would already be behind bars. Bon, I think we have enough elements. Let's reconstruct the events at the scene of the crime.
I can't imagine how the murderer wasn't seen, though. Surely she must have struggled.
Let us try and imagine the scene.
No, myślę, że było późno po prostu bardzo na plaży.
The killer and the victim are walking on the beach. Miss Betty has a bag, a belt around her waist, and carries her shoes in her hand. Both of them walk slowly to aunt number 5.
Miss Betty enters the hut.
No. It wasn't aunt number 5. Let us think again, mon cher.
No właśnie, to było 6. Się zastanawiałam, o co tu chodzi.
The killer and the victim are walking on the beach. Miss Betty has a bag, a belt around her waist, and carries her shoes in her hand. Both of them walk slowly to aunt number 5.
Odejdź?
Both of them walk slowly to hut number 6.
No właśnie, i to była 6. Co z tą rzeczy?
Miss Betty enters the hut. She leaves without her belongings. Then she hides a code.
The killer tries to remove his victim's belt. She panics and tries to stop him. She runs away, pursued by her assailant.
No, there is no sign of a chase. Things must have happened differently. Let us think again, mon cher.
No niestety znowu daliśmy ciała. Jeszcze raz. Próbujemy.
The killer and the victim are walking on the beach. Miss Betty has a bag, a belt around her waist, and carries her shoes in her hand. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 5.
No ale to nie to, więc idziemy dalej.
Both of them walk slowly to hut number 6.
Zostawiamy rzeczy.
Miss Betty enters the hut. She leaves without her belongings. Then she hides a coat. They keep walking. Then she removes her belt.
The murderer moves behind her and then attacks her by surprise. The body falls, lifeless, on the sand.
Tylko czemu zdjęła ten pasek? To jest dobre pytanie.
Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
To czemu ten pasek zdjęła? Jej! Udało się, dobra.
Without the ABC, we might have suspected Mr. Asher and Mr. Fraser. But by timing his crimes, the murderer is making sure he's accused. In a way, it is very generous of him.
Generous? The murderer seduced Betty in order to lure her to the beach and kill her.
Indeed, the young woman was certainly careless, but not stupid enough to follow a stranger.
What are you planning to do, Poirot?
Return to London, mon cher Hastings.
No to co, jedziemy do Londynu, tak? Z powrotem.
Right, back to London. There is nothing more for us to do here.
Japp has decided to reveal details to the press. The alphabet murder is now famous.
It is not a bad idea. The more people who know, the greater our chances of finding out something of interest.
Poirot, I have a bad feeling.
Jest i list.
Poor Mr. Poirot, not so good at these little criminal matters as you thought yourself, are you? Rather past your prime, perhaps. Let us see if you can do any better this time. This time, it's an easy one. Churston on the 30th. Do try and do something about it. It's a bit dull having it all my own way, you know. Good hunting. Ever yours, A.B.C. Good hunting. Did you hear that, Poirot? The murderer seems to be taking it all as a game, a challenge. He will strike on 30th in Churston. We must warn Scotland Yard. No time to lose. We must prepare our suitcases for Churston.
Mon Dieu, it is already 10 o'clock. I will call Scotland Yard immediately.
No właśnie. Gdzie telefon? Tu chyba stał, nie?
Ah, some cool hair.
No idzie ten telefon?
Hello, Japp. We received a new letter from ABC in the 10 o'clock post.
Where and when?
In Churston. Today.
Today? I'll inform the population immediately.
I'll check the train times. Call me back.
A jak mam się przygotować? Może ten list weźmy. Aha, walizkę mamy, dobra.
In his haste, Hastings tore the envelope.
Not known at White Horse Mansions and White Horse Court. Try White Heaven Mansions. Aha. O! Aha, adres jest nieprawidłowy. No proszę. Takie buty.
Pour Mr. Poirot.
Dobra, to porównajmy może listę.
It is not a good time. It is not a good...
No jak to nie?
It is not a good... Daily Flicker, July 30, 1935. A.B.C. affair, no progress. The alphabet murderer is still on the run. Ever since the police found the connection between the Bexhill and Andover affairs, the inquiry has barely progressed. In this issue, we are publishing provocative letters sent by the killer to Hercule Poirot. Unfortunately, they have not yet helped to find him. Daily Flicker, July the 26th, 1935. The Bexhill horror. Young maid strangled on the beach. Killer struck at midnight. It is not a good time.
Dobra, to może pogadamy z Hastingsem.
Hastings, what you are doing is an absolute disaster. That is no way to pack suitcases.
Heavens, we must hurry! We have to get to Churston before the murder!
Hastings' order and method are always necessary, regardless of the circumstances.
Okay, okay. I'll let you pack them.
All the same, it really is a disgrace to leave your belongings in such a mess.
No. Trochę tak. Nawet bardzo.
Voila! It only took a minute.
Poirot, you were right.
Z czym?
I've just consulted the ABC guide. There's no hurry. The next train doesn't leave till 11:45.
You see, there is no need to hurry. We will not be in Churston until tomorrow morning. After the murder.
But why has the murderer warned us so late? It's not what he usually does. Did he do it on purpose?
Very good question, Hastings. We should also compare the letter we have just received with the other two. Although I have very little doubt about what we will find.
Dobra, porównajmy. Sobie tę listę.
Right, let us compare this new letter with the second one. Let us examine this more closely. Certain characters in the two letters may have similar defects. Yes, this I is weird. Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual.
Jeszcze W, W. Tutaj.
The W is not printed properly. Yes, this eye is weird.
Aha, okej. Czyli teraz...
Right. Let us compare this with the other letter.
Właśnie, to teraz musimy to i tutaj dać.
Yes, the eye characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some other similar...
Dobra, już szukamy.
Yes, the A... I don't see anything in...
Nie to. To jest też A.
That's right. The A characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find...
Dobra, i jeszcze W.
The W is not printed properly. I don't see any... Of course, the W characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter.
Która ma wadę.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Dlaczego morderca ostrzega nas tak późno? List literą C został wysłany w odpowiednim dniu. Tylko whisky. Fragment koperty z nieprawidłowym adresem, dlatego. Dobra.
The letter should have arrived in time. The postmark shows that it was sent 3 days ago. However, our man made a mistake in the address, which explains the delay. All the same, the post office took their time correcting the error.
Come on, Poirot. Your address is not quite as well known as that of Scotland Yard.
Dobra. Powinien dzwonić, tak? Job.
I do not need to make a telephone call at the moment.
No przecież już porównane.
My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter.
Nie wiem, czemu jest niezatwierdzone jakby.
It is not the right time.
No ale nie dzwoni nic, to co mam odebrać?
I do not need to make a telephone.
Ale się śmiesznie zacięło.
My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter. I lock my revolver in this drawer. I've not used it in a very long time. Hastings' photo album. He is very proud of his bag. We've missed the
Churston.
6:45 train, but we have plenty of time to catch the night train.
Okej.
My theory was... I do not need to...
Może spróbujemy to wyłączyć. I włączyć jeszcze raz. Może się wtedy odetnie.
Poirot, the telephone. It must be Jap.
No i teraz dzwoni. Widzicie, jak to czasami...
I have some news from Churston. Bad news, I'm afraid. Sir Carmichael Clark was murdered while out on his evening walk.
Sir Carmichael Clark. The name is familiar to me.
He was a famous throat specialist, one of the best in London. A wealthy man, he retired to Combside, a beautiful house by the sea. He collected antiques.
Are you going there?
Yes, let's meet on the train.
No, to jest całkiem kawałek. Churston. Ale posiadłość, kurde. Nieźle.
The victim is called Sir Carmichael Clark, one of the best throat specialists in London. The body was still warm when we found it. If we'd been warned earlier, we definitely could have saved him.
It appears that the murderer made a mistake when he wrote his letter.
A mistake? Lucky for him.
And what if he did it on purpose?
No. He's defined his madcap rules and he's sticking to them. It's a matter of pride for him. Shall we go up to the house, Poirot?
You go, my friends. I will come soon.
No i myślę, że tym akcentem właśnie sobie ten odcinek zakończymy, bo mamy nową sprawę. Teraz się będziemy zajmować tym bogatym człowiekiem, któremu niestety jego bogactwo nie pomogło w tym akurat wypadku. Dzięki serdeczne za oglądanie, za słuchanie. Mam nadzieję, że Wam się cały czas podoba ta seria i do zobaczenia w kolejnym odcinku. Cześć!